Hey everybody, and welcome to Let's Look at Colorblind, which I will probably mispronounce as colorblind, probably like 50 times, maybe even in the video title. Every time I talk about this game, I say, oh, I've been playing some Colorblind this week. I think that is a probable cause of common confusion with this game. But anyway, this is a one-man made, as far as I know, puzzle platformer that just came out on Steam a little bit earlier this week for the price of $10. And the thing about this that makes it a little bit gimmicky, you know, every puzzle platformer has its own gimmick to a certain extent. Braid is rewinding time, among other things. Vessel was like fluid mechanics and stuff like that. Portal obviously has the portal gun. Anyway, so does Gateways. But anyway, this one has two gimmicks. You're not playing as like a person jumping around, you're actually playing as a vehicle, which you'll see as we get into this. And additionally, you're dealing a lot with gravity, but gravity is not determined by mass in this situation. Like, well, I mean, gravity isn't technically determined by mass anyway, but anyway, it's determined by color in this situation. So depending on what color the objects are, they'll fall in different ways. Like some will fall down, some will fall up, some will fall right, some will fall left. But first, check this out. Whoa! Crazy. Anyway, we're gonna get started here. One of the things I really dislike about this game is the menu system and just the interface in general. This game, I'm not gonna mince words here, looks really, really cheap. And sometimes that's not a problem. I mean, I'm not like a queen for graphics when it comes to, in indie games or anything. They're even AAA games. It doesn't really matter to me. What I would ask is that the game, you know, it doesn't have to look like super polished 3D and stuff like that, but this looks like programmer art, and sometimes that can be a little bit distracting, and I don't know, it just doesn't make for a necessarily well-presented package here, let's say. So we'll start single player. You can see that there's 50 levels. Well, you can't see all the way to the bottom, but you can see on the main screen here that there are 50 standard levels. I've done about 17 of them. That represents about an hour of play. Let's start with some fairly early levels here, like level 5 fall. So this is our interface, and now you probably get what I mean when I say that this game, you know, from a graphic standpoint, looks pretty goddamn cheap. It looks like basically it was made in MS Paint. And I mean, again, that's not necessarily a damning of the game in general, but it is something that when I'm, you know, playing a game for 10 bucks on Steam, there's a lot of competition in the puzzle platformer genre. I mean, Gateways looked amazing, and that was only $5. When you're competing with stuff, again, Braid, World of Goo, Vessel, I don't know, I feel like I played 50 puzzle platformers. What was that other one that came out? On Mechanical, that game was only, it was maybe $10 or $12. And this game looks worse than, you know, pretty much all of them. But anyway, we're driving this vehicle here, so we can just drive by, like, using right on the arrow keys will cause our wheels to move in a clockwise direction, and holding left will cause them to move in a counterclockwise dimension, and holding up will allow us to expand our wheels, as they say, embiggen the wheels, and do a little bit of jumping, but we got stuck there, so we have to hit F. So by using E, we can actually view our surroundings, and this is our puzzle here. If you look down at the very bottom, you can see that there are these colored circles, and those indicate the gravity for different colors of objects. So if we just take a look at our surroundings here, you can see red objects fall down. Obviously we can see that because we are a red object and we fall down. Green objects fall to the right, and you can see that again by all these green objects sticking out here, and blue objects fall up. So what our goal here is to do is we're gonna land on this switch, or push something onto this switch, maybe like so. We can make something happen like this, and just cause a chain reaction here that will possibly cause that to fall and hit our switch. This will cause gravity to switch for blue circles, or blue objects. As you can see, that switch says like blue squares down. So now blue objects go down, which lowers the switch and allows us to get to the exit here. Let's check out the next level passage. I kind of don't remember how all of these work. I think with this one, what we're trying to do is get this green ball, or green circle I should say, because it's 2D, into that little crevasse here, and then get it to flip the switch as well. So what we're gonna do for that, I guess, is like hit this switch to cause green objects to move to the left. If I could actually get over here. Well, maybe it will be impossible for me to get over. I understand how to use the flags to keep track of the gravity game. Okay, now we'll make this move to the left. Then we'll make it move up, and try to push it kind of into the right area. Then we'll make it move down. Oh, might have messed it up a little bit. No, it's gonna be perfect. All right, then we'll make it move to the right, and we will exit here. I'm noticing right now how the game kind of looks a little bit unoptimized. Like it's getting a little bit framey here, which, considering the graphics, is a little bit unacceptable. But anyway, what we're trying to do on this one, I understand that those are not switched on yet. Let's look at our levels here. What we have to do here is hit both of these switches in order to get that the blue gate down there at the bottom to work. So let's, I think we want to knock some, like, over here. Red things go up right now. That was not what I wanted to do. But if we hit this switch, let's just see how this affects things. Oh, that causes a blue laser to come out. I got it. And then this one causes a green laser to come out. Okay, so what we're going to do, restart here. I want to knock these balls out. Pretty much just like what I say to myself on a daily basis. Then we're going to activate blue laser. And then we got to activate green laser quickly. You can do it. Yes, then the green laser should allow that ball to hit the switch. Unless that blue ball got in its way. Blue ball. Really? You can't do it? Oh, I need more than one. So we got to restart here. We got to be a little bit faster. So there we go. We started our chain reaction there. Hit the switch, please. Now very quickly run over here. That was not fast enough, I think. Unless I could pin one of the balls underneath it. Again, we'll try again. This, more than any other puzzle platformer I've played this year, that was probably not good enough. This game requires a ton of trial and error. And the main mechanism for that, I mean, I'm not a games theorist. I botched that one as well. But the main reason for that, to me, is the fact that you're controlling this vehicle, which is very cumbersome, as opposed to controlling a man, or, you know, like a figure. It doesn't have to be a man, could be a woman, could be a raccoon, it doesn't matter. But a figure that has game mechanics that we're all very familiar with, you know? Like, we all know how Mario works. Maybe I don't even have to hit the blue one, do I? I could just hit the green one. But yes, I don't know. I find it very cumbersome. Now that I don't want to hit the switch, I hit it every single time perfectly. Yeah, dealing with this car is a pain in the ass. Let's get this going. Now we can hit the blue laser. Okay. I mean, I'm just bad at puzzle games in general, but that is not my principal problem with this game. So, plenty of puzzle platformers from this year and, you know, years past that I've loved. Limbo, for example. I've already mentioned several other ones. I Let's Played Limbo. Let's Played Braid, even. Every puzzle in the game, except for the ones with the stars that require you to wait like 6 hours. Anyway, we'll complete this. If you haven't guessed yet, I kind of don't like Colorblind. In fact, I'm kind of the opinion that this is a game that really should not be for sale, especially for $10 on Steam. This is it. I'm not gonna go out on a limb and say this is like the worst game I've ever played or anything like that, because again, this is a valiant effort, as far as I know, made by one dude. Is this gonna be good enough to get the switch open? Like, and again, huge like difference in level difficulty. Like levels like this, I can get very, very easily. We're gonna need to stop this from hitting the switch. Levels like this I get fairly easily, but there's a lot of levels that I play and it just takes me forever, and then the very next level I solve it on my first attempt. So let's stop this. We're gonna try to get out of here. Hurry. Oh, it did hit the switch, but it didn't have the momentum required to open it. But yeah, this is the game. Again, I'm not gonna say it's bad, because again, for one dude, solid effort, you know, A+. However, it strikes me as the kind of game that you would see on like addictinggames.com or something like that. And not the kind of game where you would want to really be paying $10 for this on Steam. When, like, not 10 years ago, let's be realistic here, like 5 years ago? Oh, we can do it. The indie scene might have been a little bit different, right? Like, you could maybe justify $10 for a game like this. However, there's been kind of a race to the floor in terms of pricing. Oh, I hate this level. I hate everything about this level. And this is what I mean in terms of, like, difference in difficulty. Did you see how quickly I solved that last one? I mean, keep in mind, I know the solution. But even knowing the solution, wait and see how long it takes me to get this one right. Basically, what I'm trying to get at in a meandering way is that I think $10 is just, like, seriously cost prohibitive for a game. You know, I mean, I've been harping on the production values a lot. It's not just the production values. A game that is just I spent a lot of my time with this game just very, very frustrated, which is not necessarily the feeling that I think most people want to have when they play a puzzle game. Occasional frustration in the name of learning a new mechanic or something is fine, but my frustration stems largely from the fact that I feel like I know the solution, I just can't make the solution happen with this damn car. So I think I've already botched this puzzle. I can't even see where the... Let's turn red here. I can't even see where the... No, actually, we've succeeded in the puzzle, I think, which, believe it or not, strikes me as incredibly crazy. Let us... I want to be red again. How do I get down? I can't zoom out far enough. Why include a zoom out function if I can't zoom out far enough to see the most important part here? Now, okay, let's turn blue. I think that might do it for us. Oh, that's going to take us right back to the red laser. all I gotta do is get down there and maybe push that, nope, we're gonna fail here. Yep. Oh, maybe we can get out of here, actually. Get down there and push that blue one a little bit more, I believe is how I solved this puzzle eventually. This puzzle took me like 40 minutes on my own. But yes, I would recommend... There's good ideas. I mean, I'm not trying to mince my words here. There's good ideas contained. Oh, we fucked it up. If the F is the same color as your vehicle, then you need to restart. There's some good ideas at work here. I like the idea of gravity being tied to color. Like, that's sort of interesting. I do not like the execution here at all. And it's weird, like, when I got my copy, because I got my copy of this game a couple of weeks early from the developer, and I thought that it was, like, work in progress graphics. So I'm like, okay, well, maybe, like, when the real version comes out, it'll have, like, better production values. At least I don't require, like, AAA production values. Just to look like a little bit more care has gone in here. But then the game actually just came out on Steam, so I booted it up all excited to check out what kind of graphical update had come. The answer is no graphical update had come. And is that gonna work? I don't think this solution is gonna work either. And maybe this is unfair, but the game is billed as like an abstract puzzler, when I think it actually just looks cheap. If you want an abstract puzzler, check out English Country Tune on Steam. That game is abstract as fuck. It's got great and super difficult puzzles. And looks great, great menu system, and it's half price. Half the price of this, I should say. It's its own full price, of course. So all we gotta do is, we don't even have to get this ball down here. All we have to do is get to the exit. I don't even know why I'm fucking around with this ball, to be honest with you. What I should be doing... Can we get down? We want to be green when we get down here? Yes. Oh, so all we gotta do is be green and get into this hole. I don't know why I was messing around with this ball earlier. So, again, I get confused sometimes when I play puzzle platformers. Sometimes when I freestyle, I lose confidence. We're gonna just try to green ourselves here and then come back and land in that pit down there at the bottom. There's no way to describe it except for that pit down there at the bottom because, sadly, everything looks exactly the damn same. So, let's just take this cool. We're gonna fall this way, so we want to go like that, and then stop. And then we're just gonna make a jump here, and this should be enough, actually. This is actually much easier than I expected it to be. Much easier than I did it my first time through, anyway. I don't even know what I was thinking my first time through, but anyway, we get to the exit here. Let's check out a couple more puzzles, and then we'll end. Apparently, I have a golden, or a bronze medal here, which is surprising. But again, this is what I mean in terms of difficulty. That last level had, like, some genuine difficulty to it in terms of figuring out what the heck, like, the mechanics were. Check out this one. Done, right? Like, sorted. Like, some of the levels are so much more difficult than levels that come after them. Now, keep in mind there are, like, replay times and, like, medals that you can unlock, achievements that you can get in an hour of play. Maybe I'm just bad at this game, but in an hour of play, I've unlocked literally 0 of the 30 achievements. So again, I might just be terrible. Let's try to get our best time here. That was almost good enough to get the silver medal. Let's try it again. Very quickly. Oh, that's not gonna do it. I wonder if I could just jump the whole thing. Absolutely not. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you kind of want to overshoot it at the start and then, like, land on it. This reminds me of that game in, the mini game in Trials HD. It might exist in Trials Evolution as well, I can't remember. You gotta really get a good one right here off the start, don't you? So we'll push it and then land on it. That's not going to be good enough. See, levels like this, if the game was more like this, I wouldn't dislike it so much. But I do dislike it so much. Oh, that was faster. That was close. Anyway, let's check out Lunar. Why not? Ah, yes, I remember this level. So, things do change to a certain extent. Like, sometimes you hit these switches and it changes gravity in 2 directions. Or it just opens... Like, sometimes the UI makes no sense to me. Like, when I see... square up, square down. Is that just referring to the switch, or is this referring to, like, gravity for green objects in general? In the end, it doesn't really matter on this level. And, like, what are these, like, red and blue things right here? I understand if the game's trying to market itself as abstract, I'd probably make myself look like a Philistine by asking what these abstract elements are, but they're just shoehorned in, like, most of the time. Again, in English Country Tune, a puzzle game which I consider to be superior in... I don't mean this to be offensive, but in pretty much every metric, including price, the abstract elements are unquestionable because they show up all the time. It's not just like randomly on one level you have like blue and red rain. Alright, so I guess this has affected our gravity to a certain extent, and now we are jumping much higher. As if we are on the moon or something. Not sure what's up with that. I guess that's what that red laser meant. Keep in mind, oh, I should explain this as well. This is part of it as well. The arrow, like the strength of the arrow, represents the strength of the gravity. So we went through the laser. The laser actually affected the gravity of red things, or turned us to red, I can't remember. And red has less gravity downwards, aka more floatiness or more weightlessness. Then you can see like blue, for example, has a very high... Maybe that's what those elements are there to indicate, like that blue things fall faster than red things. I don't think it's conveyed very clearly. Let's check out one more level and then we'll exit here. Let's check out Crest. Again, easy level. I absolutely remember this one. Much harder than some of the levels that came before it. So we're gonna hit this switch, then we're just gonna head back in the opposite direction. This is worse than our best time. Oh no, actually we wanna go, okay, I got it. We basically want to just proceed as fast as we can here. Well, I mean, that's not the solution, but it's something that can solve it for us. So basically just going to go through this as fast as we can. I think we do want to hit that switch, but I can't remember. Yes, we do. Okay. So now let's do it. Again, like I said, easy puzzle. Now I can't solve it. So we're just going to come through here, hit this switch, and then continue on our merry way. We're not going to beat our best time, but you can see that this puzzle... surprisingly easy. You can make it. Yeah. Yeah, that's colorblind. I wish I felt better about it than I did, but hey. Turn up your speakers if you can't hear that. It's available on Steam now. It's 10 bucks. I recommend you buy something else if you're looking for a puzzle game fix. I find colorblind unbalanced, largely frustrating, and kind of unattractive to look at. Not kind of unattractive, like really unattractive to look at. If you're looking for puzzle games on Steam, there is no shortage of things that should tickle your fancy more than this. In particular, if you're looking for an abstract puzzle game, check out English Country 2, and that game is fucking awesome. And if you're looking for a puzzle platformer, well, you know, there's always Braid, Limbo, Vessel, Gateways, Unmechanical, all of which I think are superior to this. But in any case, good effort to the developer. I just do not think that this is the right distribution method or distribution price for a game like this. I don't think it should be on Steam for 10 bucks, basically. Maybe a freeware game online, build some experience, and then really make like a good or better version of this game is what I feel. But, you know, the ideas are there, but the execution just is not the polish. The execution is fine from a mechanical level if you're into that sort of thing, but the polish is not here yet. But in any case, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time.